Welcome to another teacher tip with Mr. Long, and in this video we're going to look at quite a general skill that we can learn that can be used both in the classroom but in just everyday life. We are currently in a pandemic as of the recording of this video, and one of the terms I've seen a lot of people use online, especially on social media, is the term "I've done my own research," and people have said that a lot with particularly controversial topics. Now, we're not going to talk about the controversial topics today. We're just going to talk about that notion about research and where we actually get information from that helps us with our decision-making process or our views. And so a lot of the times we go look on social media or on like YouTube or whatever, and we find content that confirms what we believe a lot of the time, and we don't actually find the actual facts. So how can we find more factual information? Now, there's two ways. The one way is better than the other. We'll start with the lesser way. And if you go to Google and you want to find more current information about a particular topic, then if you go here to Google and you click on this little waffle over here, you'll see all the different tools. You can click on Google News. Now, Google News will just give you information or articles that is recent about a particular topic. So this is the information, this is the general dashboard about information in South Africa at the moment. You can see how long ago it is and who the source is, and you can search for a particular category, or you could search for a particular topic. So if I search for example, superheroes, it would give me more information about the recent information about superheroes, which would probably be about movie release dates and stuff like that, that's related to current events regarding superheroes. Now, the problem with even the news is that not all of these articles are guaranteed to be unbiased. Sometimes you don't even know who the news source is. It's very easy to make a website that looks legit, and so sometimes even the news becomes a bit problematic when you are dealing with factual information. And so that becomes a problem. So now if I go to this waffle and we see all these wonderful tools that Google has, one of the ones I'm looking for isn't even here. You have to click on more to go find it, or you need to know about it. But there's a lovely tool that a lot of people do not know about called Google Scholar. So if you search for Google Scholar, this is another tool used in Google, and so there's search tips and about. So let's just see what it looks like. I've actually got it loaded already. So this is what Google Scholar looks like. Basically, this is a way of searching just particularly academic research or articles that relate to more credible information, basically. So you can look at case law articles. So this is what Google Scholar looks at. It's not pretty. It's not the fancy lots of colors and pictures type of stuff that you would find in the news or on web pages. These are just the hardcore documents or academic research papers, which requires a lot of reading and stuff like that. So we need to be aware of that when we're looking for the actual research. So before we search for something, let's just look at what it is about. As it says here, they go through particularly literature of different disciplines, of books, abstracts, court opinions, academic published papers, professional society. So they actually look at particularly the places where you want to get your factual information from. So that's where it searches. There's some certain features that it talks about which with more convenient place to find, and like how it does the searching and how it's ranked. So it looks particularly at how often something was cited and stuff like that. So you can read all about how Google Scholar works just to make sure that you understand how it works. And they even give you some nice little tips. If you actually search for Google Scholar, it'll say search tips and about. So that's how I got to these pages. So you can search for different options. You can sometimes the articles you have to pay to view the whole article. Sometimes you can just see the abstract. But if it's got a PDF, it's normally you will have access to the full research paper. And you can see related articles or who it's cited by. And they even give you tips about how to find the information you're looking for. So obviously you're dealing with academic research, so you can't use slang terms. So they recommend looking on Wikipedia so that you understand the terminology. So you want words like pediatric hyperlamentation, if that's what I'm saying correctly, instead of like other particular words. So you can use stuff like that in your searching on the academic research papers, because then you'll get the better hits. And you can look at references and so on. So they give you even tips about how that works. So let's go try it out. So let's go to Google Scholar. Let's go talk about social media effects. So if I search for that, it will give me a whole bunch of articles, and so these are articles. You can see how often it was cited. You can see different versions of it. Now, obviously, there's lots of research out there that has been backed by other peer reviews and by other academic research. There's some research papers which people don't consider to be academically sound, so you could easily find a diverse set of views here as well. But you are more likely to find more accurate information. You can more critically analyze it. For example, you can go see they used a sample. You can actually analyze the sample size. Oh, they used only so many people, where another research paper used 2,000 people. So that might be a bit more credible. So looking at things like that you can make better decisions based on the information that you've got here. So you can actually go look at the research that's been done already. There are lots of little articles. As I said, you can look at it's been cited. You can get an email alert when something along this topic has been published, so that you can get an email alert to say there's something new that's been published. You can look at the date or the ranges of it, so you can sort all those things. And as we said earlier, look for the stuff that's PDFs. Those are particularly that you can access. So let's open that in a new link so we can actually go read that article. And you can go and search these different articles. Now, if I go to this peer review, this document over here, so obviously this will be a document. So it's a 14-page document. As I said, it's not pretty. It's all just lots and lots of reading, and tells you who's involved. There's normally right at the bottom, so it tells you all the effects, the abstract. It tells you the results at the end. If we go back, you can go look at all their references, so you can go double check to see where they got this information from. See, this is a lot more credible to try find this information and read. It's a lot of reading. If you don't have the time to read all this, then you shouldn't be getting your information from places where they don't give you all the facts. This is where you need to be getting your information from. Or you need to trust the experts that have done the reading, that have done the research, and that can actually tell you what the summaries are. So this is basically the idea behind this. So even this, reading all these articles, isn't actually doing your own research either, but it's a lot better than just going onto Facebook and finding out what the trends are there. So this is basically where you can find actual information and make better informed decisions if you really want to go find out what the deal is out there. So maybe when we search for information, we should rather search for information here if it's to deal with academic or expert advice. We want to get the right information. And by getting the right information, we can make the better decisions. So yeah, that's Google Scholar. A lot of people don't know about it. I would recommend that you use it, especially if you want to do your own research, as we often say. But yeah, rather get the information from people that have got the correct know about academic research, that know how to interpret results, the stats, and so on. And so we can be better informed. And a better informed society is a better society overall. So hopefully this will be useful for you. If you enjoyed this video, then please click on that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Go look at our playlist. Maybe there's some more information that can help you in your everyday work life. And remember, don't do it the long way. Do it the Mr. Long way.